Big Boy's Neighborhood, O'Shea Jackson Jr. in the neighborhood.
Yo, y'all got that big boy on lock.
Oh, thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Mr.
Chilling.
Actor, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little bit.
What are we here to talk about? I don't know.
Godzilla.
Yeah, man.
Has a little friend
Stabbing
around his
through the
neck.
flannel.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Zoom in on that because he gonna gift everybody one of those before he leaves from
actually.
here. Yeah. Hold on, let me wait till after the interview. Hey, man, it's. Do you see now just what the career is looking like, bro? Like this is it now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like it's a weird feeling. I really did Straight Outta Compton just because it's like cementing my family's legacy. And then afterwards, they was like, "Yo, you can act." So I was like, "All right." And then they, I heard a bunch of. I was like, "All right, I guess." And then they were like, "I heard a bunch of, yeah, but of course he could play his dad," and I didn't really like that.
Yeah, that's that's the challenge too. Though,
yeah,
like,
it
all right,
diminished all the work I put in. You know, working for 2 years to get that role. So after that, it was just about choosing, different roles that were night and day, and then I look up and I'm in Godzilla.
But how do you not get into this sort of typecast? You know what I'm saying? Because I did see where you played Pops, you played that part amazingly well.
So
the
good.
same way I thought that Jason Mitchell played Eazy-E amazingly well, and he was able to get away from the Eazy-E. You know what I'm saying? You look like Pops.
Got the same name. And then played him in the movie. Like, it's just
But it's crazy how you have removed yourself from where it's like every time we see you in a film, we don't just go, "Oh, that's O'Shea." Like you're playing, you're acting.
Yeah. I tried to avoid no disrespect, but Jackson to Jackson. I try to avoid the Samuel where they start to think like this is the same guy in every movie.
Right. That was kind of but that go like
Samuel, he's a legend, That's where he's about to have more movies than anybody ever.
Yeah, man.
But Ingrid Goes West, that was the indie route, so I knew like, let me kill him with this. Den of Thieves, I get to play the mastermind.
Yeah,
Black people don't usually.
And you don't owe 50 Cent any money from that, right?
No,
okay, because he's been on terror right now.
He'll come after you.
Does he try to come after you?
No. Uncle Curtis is a nice
Jackson. I love you, Uncle Curtis.
We love you, Uncle Curtis.
Yeah. So you do kind of pick and choose also.
Yeah, you have to. Never do a movie that you wouldn't go see yourself.
Right.
And I like roles that aren't usually for the black guy. Like Ingrid Goes West, I'm the sane one. And Den of Thieves, I'm the mastermind. And Long Shot with Seth Rogen, I get to be a tech billionaire.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it's just like, all right, I'll take these.
Yeah, and when you said that, people did say, "Oh, of course he could play his dad."
Yeah.
That's like, okay, that's fuel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm using this, I'm gone.
Yeah, I got Mamba mentality, man.
Yeah.
You challenge me, I got to knock it down.
I heard that. How was it with Godzilla? Is that an audition piece, or do they know that they want you?
I had to audition while I was doing Den of Thieves.
Man, did you audition for Den of Thieves too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I love, and you had to audition for Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, I got to audition. I'm still in it. I say my goal in acting is to get is to be Black Pitt. Because Brad Pitt don't have to audition for nothing.
Yeah, man.
So it's just like I got to get to that. I got to get to that point.
Did you carefully not spin yourself out? But you know how sometimes we'll do movies where it's like, oh, he's in this one, he's in, and not that it's bad, but we get caught up in what it's like. Okay, it's the black director, it's this cast, Did you purposely try to make sure that when you did a movie, it was like a universal movie as well?
For sure. You always gotta, as a black filmmaker of any kind, you have to make certain moves to get certain eyes on you. And, certain people who didn't see Straight Outta Compton might see a movie with Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen.
Yeah, man.
And like Godzilla is something that's worldwide. Like you're going to get the most eyes on you.
Had you ever sat down and watched anything Godzilla in your life?
Oh, yeah.
This got to be crazy then,
huh? 5, 6 years old, watching it on the Sci-Fi Channel Saturdays.
So this got to be crazy now that you are really in a franchise that's a proven franchise as well.
It's rare that you get that email and it's like, okay, this movie's going to work. You kind of just like do your job and just bite your nails into the premiere and hope it's good.
Right.
Godzilla,
like,
I
hope they catch on to this.
Yeah, Godzilla, this is gonna hit. So you gotta put your all into that audition and get it. And Straight Outta Compton was the movie I was born to play. King of the Monsters is the second movie I was born to play.
Really though?
I've been chasing Godzilla. Been a part of my life forever. And he's listed as one of my 5 heroes. That's not my dad.
Wow.
Really though?
Yeah.
Who are the others?
It's The Rock. His
Nice.
dad wrestled and all that. His grandfather wrestled, so he's taking the family business to new heights. Kobe Bryant, his dad played in the league. He's taking the family name to new heights.
Gotcha.
And then the rest are Sonic the Hedgehog, Goku, and Godzilla.
There it is. You know what I'm saying? You on a raft.
In
the middle of the ocean.
Oh, you always
knows.
do this.
Right, but this is a good one. This should be an easy
yeah,
one.
for sure.
In the middle of the
this.
ocean, all right? You look in the water, you see 2 people floating. You can only pull up one. You see Big Boy and you see Charlemagne the God. Who do you pull up and who do you let drown? Keep it real with me, man.
All right.
Keep it real.
I'm going to keep it all the way.
Keep it real.
I'm going to pick up Big Boy, and it's not even close.
Go ahead now. Thank you so
You've
much.
been around my
Look in
whole
the
life.
camera.
There
Look
you
in
My
the
whole
camera.
life.
There it is,
Charlemagne,
man.
I just met you.
Yeah, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that, Charlemagne. So we definitely not talking about. I don't even need to put Envy and Angela Yee in there.
No,
Right?
that's come on. Get up.
Okay, do you have a nickname or anything that they call you or
Shay.
Shay? Okay.
Yeah, it's just been me my whole life.
Okay,
whenever
cool.
my dad would say O'Shea, I'd be in trouble.
Oh, really though?
Yeah.
So because every time I say Shay, I know you tensed up.
Yeah, it's a little
You
like
know what I'm
O'Shea,
saying?
come downstairs. Like,
Man,
please, God, please.
What did you used to get in trouble for?
everything.
Yup, not cleaning. I have a bad issue with leaving stuff and just going to go do something else. And my dad can't stand it, but he do it too.
Right,
and
right.
that's why he can't stand it.
But it is
so
a
scared of
do
your
as
dad.
I say, not as I do.
I don't want to hear all that.
Right.
All right, you leave stuff too. You leave shoes around. I still get blamed for stuff. I'm not even at home no more. I still get blamed for stuff. I'll get a text
Like,
like,
don't
"Why'd
even-
you leave your shoes down here?" I'm
Don't
like, "Those
even
are
live
yours."
there. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
just how
Like,
he is. A dad gonna be a dad.
Really though, what kind of dad is Cube, man?
He regular old dad. He like all you gotta do back in the day was be good in school,
I
take the
heard
trash
that.
out. He liked to talk sports. He liked to eat cereal at night.
Really?
Regular dad stuff.
Hey man, I would love to see like your dad dive in a pool. You know what I'm saying? Like
Just the regular
I've been knowing
stuff?
Cube for so long.
Yeah.
I want to see him like roller skate. You know what I'm saying? I
he
want
used to
see
race me and my brother Daryl in the pool.
I would love it because we got Cube on stage, movies, and I got some other moments with Cube as
Yeah.
well. But I would love to just see him in the kitchen cutting up an onion.
Yeah,
Candid moments. Candid moments with Q.
he is the dad that if he catch you downstairs cooking eggs, he go hover over your back and go, why the fire so high? And then he end up doing the eggs for you, and you just sit there.
But I can kind of see that in everything, like in his work. You know, there's a perfection, like you know,
It's gotta be right.
Does he cook for you? Has he ever? Is he a cook?
He could kill some scrambled eggs.
Oh, okay,
He'd
yeah.
be putting pepper.
Yeah, oh man,
does.
probably some salt in there. You know what I'm saying?
He's nice with it,
Yeah.
Mix it up.
He was like, "Y'all not gonna die."
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
he hook it up with some taquitos.
Yeah.
in the oven.
Oh yeah. Put that on 425. I heard that, man. Now, what about the artist side of you, man? Like just because you grow up around music, you know what I'm saying, and then that's in your bloodline as well,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you do both? Is one abandoned now because more movies?
Yeah, because I'm gonna just say it like it is. Hollywood typecasts rappers. They just don't give them a shot at other parts besides that same
Right,
type
right.
aura.
That box.
And so I just wanted to avoid that completely. I still produce. I make beats. My brother Daryl's getting Lynch Mob back up and running. But it's that's just part of the game. And when it comes to my father is, he's got a lane in music and in movies. And I just really see that because he's Ice Cube, that there's certain roles that they just not giving my dad. And I hated that.
Right.
So it's just, I see it as he's untouchable in music. But as far as cinema, that's where I could take our family name to new heights that they don't want to give us. There's awards that I feel like were left on the table that my dad should have. As a kid, this is super superficial.
Right,
but
right.
As a kid, I always wanted that MTV popcorn.
Right.
And I never, he was always so close. And damn, Adam Sandler would always win. And so,
bastard.
I wanted it. And then Straight Outta Compton happened. And now there's a gold popcorn in the house because of me.
Hello.
So it's
You
just,
brought the
that's
popcorn
huge.
home.
Yeah,
Man, what
exactly.
is that?
So I need some more of those.
I heard that, bro.
Yeah.
Now, you went to USC as well, correct?
Yeah, fight on.
And go
Oh,
ahead.
damn, you got real sexy with it. Fight on.
Yeah.
But we saw John Singleton come out of USC as well.
Right.
What was your relationship with John Singleton? Because we know that there was a smooth relationship with John Singleton and, of course, your father, Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying?
Without John, our family wouldn't be nowhere near where we are now. John opened my dad's mind to this cinema game. And, like, he was so impactful. He had always been an extension of our family. He wrote my letter of recommendation to go to USC.
Wow.
And I remember when he found out that I wanted to go and that I was really into screenwriting and all this, you could see it, like, he got giddy about it. He brought me into his editing bay, and he was just telling me all the things that I'm going to have to do and all the hoops I'm going to have to jump through as a filmmaker. And then all the extra hoops I'm gonna have to jump through to be a black filmmaker.
Correct.
And so, he's definitely my motivation. He's definitely keeping my mentality strong and knowing that I can't take a break.
You had to learn so much from him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of our cream of the crop. Like, he's, as far as black filmmakers go, John, Spike, Gary Gray, there's even Ryan
O'Shea
Coogler.
Jackson.
Yeah, like I'm talking about as far as directors. Well, my dad directed Players Club. You know about Players Club.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Cube.
Yeah, so it's a struggle that I'm going to take on head on because pressure make diamonds. So what you gonna do?
I heard that. Where were you at when you heard about like the stroke and John Singleton passing?
I was at the house when I heard about the stroke, and my parents were shook.
Yeah,
like you could tell like the house don't feel the same. So they finally let me know what was going on, and then I was doing promotion for a film called Long Shot, and I was doing an interview, and the guy was like, "Sorry to hear about the passing of John Singleton." I was like, "He's not passed," and then it was like. Well,
wow.
Yeah. So I had to find out, on a press tour.
Yeah.
And they got
try to keep some kind of energy up too. And
yeah,
that's
it's just
personal.
like, you kind of want, as a son, you want to be home for your mom and dad because they're going through it. But it's sad. It's unfortunate. We lost a hero.
Yeah, and that legacy, man, is another one that we got to make sure it continues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a legacy that we got to make sure that we continue to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of tuition into the School of Experience that was paid by John Singleton.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot. And I know he gave us enough, you know what I'm saying, for us to continue and keep pushing those boundaries as well, man.
Yeah, I know when it's Oscar time and they got to do that, how they do that memorial. We better have a nice piece.
There it is.
Better have a nice piece for John
Easy
Singleton.
call. Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
He is.
All righty, what exactly is this one about, and what is your character?
Well, I play Chief Warrant Officer Barnes, who is the senior officer on G Team, which is a branch of military that falls under Monarch. Monarch is an organization that pretty much handles all the monsters. They keep them under wraps, keep the rest of the world safe. And the government is like, kill these things, and Monarch is like, hold on, they actually serve a purpose. And as a Godzilla fan, the U.S., we haven't really had the dopest Godzillas.
Really don't.
We had the Matthew Broderick one, all respect to the filmmakers. And then 2014, we were stepping into our own a little bit. I was like, all right, this is a fairly good movie, but it didn't have the classic monsters that we know.
Right.
This one right here got Rodan, got Mothra, got Ghidorah. It's got the old school music.
Did you know that before going in, like those names or characters or anything?
Oh, yeah.
That's dope.
I'm the best they got on this promo.
I heard I know.
Yeah, I know.
There is no study.
I know.
Do you feel like they did it right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
For sure. Mike Doherty, our director, is a Godzilla fan.
That's dope.
It makes sense to give a franchise, the keys to the franchise to a fan.
Yeah.
He used to draw Godzilla in his Bible.
Oh,
wow.
As a kid,
hey man, that was written. When they say that was written, like, come on, man,
literally.
And so he knew what he was doing. I knew we was in good hands, and we was on set just nerding out. Like, we get to like see stuff. And,
oh my god!
Yeah, right. Oh my god!
and they got the big Godzilla costume here, man. I'm gonna go crawl in it. Like, watch me take the head off and his ice cube under there. Like, what the hell? Just wanted to see what the interview was like. Hey, man, how much acting do you have to do while acting? Like, are you looking at things that's not there too when it comes to Godzilla?
Yeah, you're out there. You know, it's a blue screen, not a green. It's huge, and sometimes it's a tennis ball you got to be paying attention to. A lot of it is just like eye line, but as far as like practical effects, the director had this giant speaker he called the Behemoth, and on the speaker he had all the roars, so you knew when the monster was coming, you knew what to when to react. They had
so you got to pretty much study all that too.
Yeah, you got to get down. And then we were in Georgia in summertime, and I got to be in military Arctic gear.
Oh man!
And the snow that they had was really salt and soap. And I don't know if y'all know, salt and soap is terrible for your eyes. And
man, I
make sure to stay away from it.
It's rough. It's real rough, but it's playing pretend for money.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And plus you wanted it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Gotta take it. Gotta take it.
Go ahead, sorry, I was gonna ask you, did you get to do any scenes with Millie Bobby Brown?
Oh yeah,
she's dope.
Millie she's
how old is she?
42.
Yeah, exactly.
She's
wise beyond her years.
Yeah, wise beyond her years. You know that if you just sharpen your tools, young Skywalker, she can be something here for years.
Did she try to spit any rhymes for you? Because I see you see her do those.
Yeah, I
thank God she didn't.
She didn't know how to Millie rock.
Oh, really?
I was like, really? Like, your name is like.
Did you teach her?
So I just started calling her Bobby Brown.
You ain't right.
And she's doing this. Don't be cool dance like damn. Like this was a little easier for me. Have you seen the movie in its entirety yet?
3 times.
Really though?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan.
Will you go when it drop? Do you watch your film with the audience as well, like a sneak in?
Yeah, because premieres sometimes they fill with suits.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be like they're gonna clap soon as they see
here.
their studio name. That's just how it is, right? So you kind of feel it off that, but then other times you got to see it with a crowd. You got to sneak in and really get the feel. And if you're a Godzilla fan, I promise you gonna love this movie. And if you're not a Godzilla fan, you will be after this.
That's dope. And being a Godzilla fan, because sometimes when you're a fan of something and then it gets into someone else's hands, it's the worst.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it's like,
sure.
oh, they didn't do this, or you can tell this person didn't know. But if you say that the director is a fan as well, that's dope.
Super fan. And it kind of broke my heart when I found out the dude who did all the X-Men, not the recent ones, but the ones before, never watched X-Men. I was like, it's like,
might as well let me do it. Yeah. Let me go do it. You know what I'm saying? I would have did it for just the money.
So like studios, when you give a nerd the keys to the car, we usually take it dope places.
Definitely.
I heard that. Would you consider yourself a nerd?
By far.
Yeah.
What are the other franchises that you like nerd out for then?
Well, everybody know Dragon Ball Z is my life. I've always been a fan of like Predator, but I don't know if the movies is good.
Right, yeah, see? See what I'm saying?
But if they gave me the keys to the car, I'd make a great Predator. And then Godzilla, of course, hands down. But the thing that keeps me out of trouble, why y'all don't see me wilding out in clubs and stuff, is my PlayStation.
Really?
My PlayStation is my life. I keep my PlayStation in my carry-on bag.
Damn.
Just
all
in
these
case.
clothes and all that, you can put it under the plane. That's fine. It's got to
This
stay
is
with
going
me.
into the stowage.
Yeah, this gotta be with me.
We
all
need you to
time.
check that. No, I'm not going to
That's
check.
Not at all. On my PlayStation.
What's your game?
2K. I still be on Grand Theft Auto 5 to take out my aggression.
Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Therapy.
keep it on the screen as opposed to what I could do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
wilding out. And of course, right now it's Mortal Kombat 11.
That's crazy.
Gotta go hard, Mortal Kombat.
When do you find the time
Real.
to play? Because it seems like you always got to study a line, or
You gotta.
you're looking at a tennis ball on set.
Gotta sacrifice them sleep hours.
Yeah. You're like, I'm gonna find the time.
Yeah, the work day is over. I start work at 8. I could go till 2. You know,
Damn.
you just got to sometimes.
Do people know that they're playing O'Shea Jackson Jr. online?
Probably not, but
Right.
I just taking an L no matter what. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
And it probably hurt him even worse if they knew who they were taking an L from.
Yeah, I would just get my father disrespected over the airwaves.
Have you ever heard anything crazy when you playing online? You ever heard being called the N-word or anything like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's first of all, the N-word is part of Twitter and gaming. Like it's just gonna be there when they really want to hate you. they just go try to just get at you. Oh yeah, you're black. Like yeah, this
Wow.
you know, it
That
just
sucks.
that's how it
Yeah, I
is. But
don't
you got to
play.
just take this L. It's all right. You're not mad at me. You just mad at yourself.
Yeah, you mad at you know what I'm saying? You mad because you couldn't beat this
Yeah, it's
so-called
all right.
N-word.
Yeah, it's whatever.
For you, it is so regular to have lived the life that you lived, being who your dad is. But was there ever a moment when you like it finally clicked that you said, "Oh, my dad, like people know him, and he is who he is."
Yeah.
And do you remember that moment?
I was just turned 18, and he had took me out on tour. And this is when me and my brother were like, we were part of the crew. Like we would break down the stage and you know, set it up and go out there and perform with him when he called us out, you know, hype man for him every now and then. And we was in Australia. And, you know, during my wild days, after a show, you usually go out to see what you can gather.
Right.
After a show.
Yeah,
And,
shrimp on the Barbie.
Yes, and there was a dude that kept trying to get my attention. So I was like, "What's up? You know, do you want me to sign something?" He was like, "Can you just tell your dad that I used to be heavy on drugs, heavy in the gangs, and listening to I think it was Death Certificate. It changed his life so much that now he's a doctor. He gave me his card and everything, and then like I started to think like, dang, like my dad probably wrote that song in the kitchen or on the toilet."
yeah.
And it changed your life. You
Yeah,
know, like that's
man.
what I was like, all right, this it's kind of popular. You know, I always knew that my dad was different than everybody else's dad, but when I saw the impact that he had on people's lives, it was, you know, it's life changing. And that's why when the opportunity for Straight Outta Compton happened, I just knew that nobody else would get it. Like y'all don't get it. Like
Right.
he gotta look cool forever. I can't have somebody just making my guy look any type of way. He's a superhero.
Yeah.
So it's just it just motivated me, and it made me further appreciate everything that he's been doing the more that I get into this business, because
Yeah.
not only did he have to deal with the things that I'm dealing with in cinema, but you know that rap life is pretty hard as
Yeah,
well. So
very
he had
much
both
so.
of those going at the same time, and it just, you know, it makes you appreciate.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, now that you in, do you see even more of the work? You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know how sometimes we'll watch something and you guys can make it look easy.
Yeah.
And now that you're in, it's like, damn, like, nah, this is real work. Like
Yeah,
people, we think we want it.
yeah,
But
you
we
see
don't
the
want,
behind the
yeah,
scenes
we
a
don't
little
want
bit.
everything. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a smorgasbord. Oh, I'll take the publicity.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'll take the money. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody should struggle to be rich, not famous.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, rich, not famous is the way to go. I don't know nobody that work at Apple right now, but they got hella money and they can go
Yeah.
wherever they want.
Yep. Yeah,
you know,
man.
that's just how it is.
And then
You
there's a
lose your
lot of
privacy.
famous people that be like, oh, I got to go to work.
Yeah, you know, it's just
On
like
the gram, 2.5 million followers.
And if you look at my Instagram, like I don't do the selfie thing. I just don't like that. That's just not me. I love to
don't.
keep my privacy. You know,
Right.
Do
it's,
the
just,
selfie thing.
it's the thing that keeps Shay.
What about social media? Do you enjoy social media? Are you on because you feel like you have to?
Some days,
Yeah.
you know, I haven't been on my Instagram in like a year and a half, and
Oh, that's why you
Wow.
didn't hit me back.
yeah, and Warner Brothers, they like unlocked it for me, and they've been posting stuff. You can tell when it's not my voice. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I post like
It's a bot.
cartoons and shoes. You
Right,
know,
right.
Like you can tell when it's not me.
Now you got Godzilla all on your
Yeah, so it's, you know, I would rather have people, you know, dig the real me. Not, you know, I'm not trying to sell nothing to you. I'd rather get you to buy into yourself.
I heard
so
that.
it's just like, you know, it's a give and take type thing with that social media, because you need to get the numbers up to get certain people to pay attention
Yeah.
to you and all that, but you never want to seem, I'm never going to sell y'all no fit tea.
I heard, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like, no.
Yeah, and
at
ignore
me,
the fact
losing
that I got
weight.
big breasts. That's another thing I just see popping up in everything. Now, what about 2020? What's going on for 2020?
Oh, 2020, you know, me and Pops have been working on getting a film together.
That's dope.
And then,
It's not the next Friday one, is it?
No, but I told him when he need me,
Huh?
you
Call
know,
me. You
just
know
hit
my
me up.
number.
You know,
Like
You know
my
where I
porch
be.
game is ridiculous, Pop. You know, my porch game is
but
ridiculous.
he's been working on Last Friday pretty hard, and so you know that's gonna be coming. Yeah, and now it's just. Now, when you got two movies out in the same month, you just kind of just wait for the phone to ring.
Yeah,
So right
yeah.
there, you know, I'm just waiting
No
for
s-
another job.
It's no sequel to Den of Thieves.
Oh yeah, I've been talking to Christian Gudegas, and you know it's definitely needed. I got a little bit of leverage, my character, so you know, we're just trying to make sure everything is right. with
What's
Den
the
of Thieves
project
2.
with you, Jamie Foxx, and
Michael
Michael
B.
B. Jordan? Like,
That's it's Just Mercy, Ms. Michael B. Jordan, Brie Larson, and Jamie Foxx, and I play Anthony Ray Hinton. And Anthony Ray, he was wrongly convicted for over 30 years on death row in Alabama. When death row is already bad.
Yes.
But when you hear Alabama death row,
it's like,
it just
damn.
seems to be worse every time I think about
Yeah.
it. And it was such a terrible case. They got him on the lawn when he was cutting the grass, and they said, "Are you Anthony Ray?" He said, "Yeah." They locked him up, and they took his mama's gun out the house and tried to pin that gun on the bullets at the crime scene. 16 years go by, and he eventually is able to hire 3 ballistic specialists, and you find out that the bullets don't even match the gun.
Damn.
And then all any judge in Alabama had to do was look at what these 3 ballistic specialists said, and they didn't for an extra 14 years.
Oh, man.
Just didn't look at it. And so he was just in there just sitting, and he lost his mom while he was in jail.
years.
Yeah, just think about 30 years. You think about everything that you
life.
Dude,
didn't see.
how old are you, Shay?
I'm 28.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's rough. So it was an honor to play somebody like that. When you're playing somebody's life, you want to make sure you get it right. So I was always studying Anthony and everything he said. And
you get the most difficult roles, bro.
man, I'm out here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
I want the challenge.
I got to show that versatility.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
here to stay.
And that's for 2020 release.
I believe so. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, I always tell people I try to work 6 months to a year in advance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And probably not as successful as you, but you know what I'm saying?
Look, I finished Long Shot and Godzilla in 2017.
Oh, wow.
All right, I've been waiting for these movies.
Yeah, like man,
I promise
you say
I'm
you
working.
finished.
Yeah, in
I
2017.
heard that.
So it's it's part of the game. You gotta even when you're not working, you gotta have something coming out. So it look like you got to keep that wave going.
I heard that, man. Well, continue your hard work, man.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you for
excited
coming
for
into
you.
the neighborhood. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
hanging
having me.
out with us, man. Thank you for always being just a joy to us as well. And
appreciate
we
that.
enjoy watching you.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And you one of those that we say like, oh man, he didn't get caught up on TMZ. He didn't get- How do you stay scandal free?
It's just PlayStation and Postmates.
I heard that.
I don't need to go
The
out.
TV.
All the P's.
I'm just all good. Like I just don't believe in paying a lot of money to go sit and listen to music. Like go to the club and doing all that. Like I could get this bottle of Hennessy for $30.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. You know what I'm
it just
saying?
don't
Like,
make sense. Like
and play in some basketball shorts and just
Yeah,
chill.
like, I'm
with some
chilling.
socks.
Yeah,
you know
I'd
what I'm
rather.
saying? Easy call.
Yeah.
You still doing the hookah thing? 'Cause I know Ani that worked with us. She would say she always run into you at hookah.
I haven't had hookah in a while. I've been
That's
on the
why
road.
she stopped.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
why.
No wonder.
She used to come in with these hookah stories. I'm like, good Lord, have mercy.
Shout out
And
to
then
the
all of a
spot.
sudden,
Shout out
she
to the
was
spot.
like,
Yeah, hookah, booga, booyah. And what about you're a dad now?
Yeah, that's
man, what
my
does
little
that
baby
feel
Jordan.
like?
That's everything, man. I'm heavy on Peppa Pig. Shout out to
Yeah,
Paw
oh, man.
Patrol.
Baby Shark.
Barney's still in the house.
Hello, you know what I'm saying? The throwback. You know what I mean?
She'll be 2 in August, and that's my everything.
Does
you
that
know?
change life?
Yeah.
I know.
First of all, my BS meter is so low. When it come to work, like now we have to.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's not.
It's a
It's
difference.
just not about
just chill.
Shay having fun. Like I got to build something. I got to have enough space for her to want to be able to move in her life how she want to. And I'm not into, like I said, I don't post myself on social media, and I'm always on the road. I never want to endanger my child
Yeah, I
by
hear you.
just having everybody know who she is. And when you grow up as a kid in the light, it's hard. It's difficult. You
know that,
you instantly can't trust people at school. Like you have to make
their
people go through.
intentions.
You already have to make people earn your trust. You gotta make them earn it a different way once they know who you are. So once she becomes of age and lets me know like that's the life she chooses, then that's what it'll be. But right now, we just eating Oreos together in the house. She watched wrestling with me.
Yeah.
Are you nervous for when she becomes a teenager and wants to start dating?
Oh
and-
no, I got 2 brothers, 2 uncles, and my dad.
Right.
Yeah. Like we gonna be all right.
Popping.
Yeah, we she got a wall around her. You know what I'm saying?
Defense, deny.
You work so hard, man. How did you not relax on your dad's legacy?
It's because he raised us to him and my mom. My mom has always been on my head to, just to never let the outside see me as anything besides what she know me to be. And my mom could talk me up to think I could fly. My
Right.
mom she's always been in my corner, and it's just about showing them what I could do. That once my first speech ever, it was straight out of Compton. We had won an award, and I gave the speech, and my publicist looked at my mom and was like, "Did you know that Shay didn't write a speech? She just came up with it." She says, "I'm always happy for Shay. I'm never surprised."
Oh.
And so it's like, when you got a coach like that, it just motivates you to be bigger and better. So it's never.
I'm gonna say that to my kids,
Right?
one day,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna make it seem like it came from me. You know what I'm saying?
I got parents that motivate me to be great. So why am I sitting at home just being good?
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that, man. O'Shea Jackson Jr. in the neighborhood, Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
Boy.